like I'm about to film a pod, like a hello and welcome to the news, and then like bum 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 over here, and it's like, that's Disney Channel, but you know what I meant. Hey guys, it's me Simran, and I haven't uploaded a video in a fat minute, which I'll explain towards the end of this video, but I wanted to talk about something real quick. Editing Simran here. Excuse the fact that I look like the guy in iCarly who sells donuts on a stick, but I just wanted to add like a background information type thing because I just kind of just start talking and I just like, yep, this is this, and I don't explain anything because I just assume everyone knows what happened. But if by any chance you don't know what happened and you don't know what Dote is an online mall type shopping place, and as like publicity for their app, they use YouTubers, and they have like featured creators, which are YouTubers on their app, that have like giveaways of stuff, and like they say, oh, these are my favorite things, you should buy these too. And then they also send YouTubers on these PR trips, and so like they're most known for their Coachella trips. I think they've done Coachella 3 years now, maybe 2, not positive. And then they did Fiji last year. That was a really big trip. Everyone basically heard of that. But the problem that people have noticed, they noticed this since like their first Coachella trip, is that their trips just didn't really have diversity. There was just, everyone just kind of looked the same. And at first, like, no one was really talking about it. But then they had their Fiji trip, and in Fiji they had diversity, but the diversity was like people who were people of color were excluded from the rest. They weren't treated the same. They didn't get like photos taken of them. Tiana Naomi, she was one of the girls there. She filmed a whole video on it. And then on Coachella this year, they had even more diversity, and they were like literally treated completely different too. And Verena made a video of that. So if you want to hear more about like how it went down, I would watch their videos. But that's the backstory. And I've been keeping up with all this drama. I feel like my whole recommended page has just been like James Charles, Tati, Jeffree Star, and then like what's really happening in Dote, all this stuff about Dote being white, da 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 da. I watched Annie's long video like the day it came out. I've been like on this, and I've been like silently keeping my opinions and like typing them in the comments and then deleting them. But then I was like, why don't I just make a video on this? Like, there's no reason I shouldn't. So for those of you who don't know, Dote, I don't even know if I'm supposed to say the company's name. A lot of people aren't saying the company's name, but I can't tell if they're not saying the company's name because they really want to work with the company one day, or because they don't want to get a lawsuit. I'm really hoping it's the first one, because honestly, I couldn't care less. If a company doesn't care about diversity, a company does not care about people of color, then there's no reason that I should be working with that company if they ever even wanted to work with me, which they probably won't. Regardless of this video, I believe that like cancel culture is really toxic and like everyone deserves redemption. But at the same time, like, they've made this mistake so many times that I don't know if it's going to change. I know they're trying to play damage control right now, but their damage control is literally just throwing a bunch of pictures of their diversity trip to New York a couple, like, what, back in, like, November that they never posted, October, I don't know. But they never posted about it. I never heard anything about that trip versus, like, their Dote trip and their Fiji trip you hear about 24/7. And it's like been clear this entire time that like they haven't really cared. Like, it's honestly surprising to me that people are just noticing now. I'm really glad that YouTubers are speaking up about it, because I know they were too scared to before. Because like from their first Coachella trip, I was like, seems a little bland. Like, not even throwing shade, but like genuinely, they all had the same follower count. They all had the same size. They all were white passing. And Fiji happens, and they're like, okay, we're gonna like make it diverse, we're gonna like change the game, and they throw like what, 3 black girls in there, don't even include them into the pictures, don't even post about them. I literally barely knew they were there. And from Kiana's vlogs then, you could tell something was up, and you could tell that she wasn't telling the full story. But once again, nobody says anything. Like, there's a little file up, a little file, but everyone just goes back. And they had this diversity trip, which no one heard about. The YouTubers were literally treated as like, oh, we need like a little bit diverse, like token people. Like, they weren't treated as people, they were treated as their color, which is so messed up. And then Coachella happens again. Same situation. I was surprised to see Verena there. I was so excited to see Verena there. And then you see where she's staying, and you're like, something doesn't add up. And honestly, it really sucks, because it's not just the company, it's YouTube as a whole. And people have been speaking out about this, but like, one of those things where like, it is what it is because it's created by us. Like, it's not just them being there and then suddenly becoming famous. People have been blaming like YouTube's algorithm, saying that like it's YouTube's fault. But thing is, from my understanding, I might be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, but YouTube's algorithm is based on what people watch. People were watching more people of color YouTubers, then those people of color YouTubers would have a higher following and then potentially be on these trips. But at the same time, if these trips are preferred, it just goes back and forth. I hope I'm making sense. I feel like I'm not making sense, but it's just really frustrating to see this. It's so upsetting to see that like we don't try as a community to like appreciate more people of color. I also feel like it's like coming from the perspective of like being a person of color, you're used to not seeing yourself in media, which really sucks, but like in TV, on TV, in like music in general, it's very rare to find people of color. And so I feel like we've gotten used to that to the point where we're used to seeing it on YouTube too. The thing that makes YouTube different from other platforms is we all have the opportunity to have a camera and we all have the opportunity to make content. Whether that content gets recognized or not is up to the viewer. But as the viewer, we can make the conscious effort to want to watch more people of color, if that makes sense. Normally, I make videos like this and I'm just kind of like, and I don't edit it and I don't upload it because I'm too scared to, because I don't want to get caught in controversial stuff because people can be mean. And I don't like getting hate comments, they make me really sad. But also, I have opinions, I have a lot of opinions, I have a lot of strong opinions. I'm gonna share them. Now is the time to do it, because like this is annoying, and like it's one of the situations where like as a viewer you can change your recommended videos on YouTube, but we just don't realize it. With all that being said, people who are making excuses for the company need to realize that this company is a PR company. They know what they're doing sending these people on the trips. They know how much money they make by sending the people on these expensive trips with like all these photographers and stuff and like doing all that. They know like why they're doing this. And they would have realized, especially in Kiana's video when she told how she talked to the company about how they treat them, they knew that they were not treating their people of color well. They chose to ignore it, probably because they didn't care. Everyone was silent about it. No one said much, you know, when it happened. Everyone was just kind of like, yup, and they moved on. Like the company has the money to like hire people who could like cater to people of color needs, but they choose not to, which is really dumb if you think about it. Every time there's diversity in media, people get so excited and it makes so much more money that if they had made this diverse, they could have been an even bigger company. Like think of it, To All the Boys I Loved Before, Black Panther, like all these things that are done well when they include people of color do great. Like Black Panther outsold Titanic, like the big ship Titanic, like the classic Titanic. To All the Boys I Loved Before, classic chick flick. Literally watched it 1,000 times, and the first time I watched it, I didn't even like chick flicks. I just watched it because I was excited to see people of color in media. So like, they could have done great, but they didn't. Hopefully they change because of this. If they don't, that's gonna really suck. I hope other companies come out that are like bomb and like actually include people. I don't know, we'll see. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe. I don't normally make content like this. I make normally college vlogs, but sometimes it's fun to sprinkle stuff like this in there. I also normally upload once every 4 years. I've been trying to work on that though. My hard drive recently broke, which is why I haven't been able to upload, but I'm really hoping to change that. I bought a USB that's like 100 gigabytes so I can hopefully like store some of my videos on there, and then I'm gonna go try and get my hard drive fixed like today or tomorrow. Don't even know if the place I'm going to, I can't even get my hard drive fixed because I don't have a working credit card, which is a whole nother spiel. But that's also why Dote, if you're watching this, I know I've been like saying their name and they might sue me, but like I don't even have money for you to sue. I'm a broke college student who went to Taco Bell last week and got like a quesarito and all my credit card information stolen. Literally went to Taco Bell, bought a quesarito, got my credit card information stolen. Now I don't have money. Man, there's also like a man talking about how like he was in the afterlife and we all should buy him Taco Bell. Dude, Santa Cruz is weird. If you want to hear more of my Santa Cruz adventures, click the I or like down below. I post a lot of UC Santa Cruz videos. I go there, it's cool. And I'll see you soon. Bye.